Hello! Just to let you know, if you ever say anything dumb enough in group or chat, which I am part of as well, you may cause I'm gonna produce movie about it. So this is the reason why I finally decided to touch the topic no one wants to talk about. First, if you ever see anyone advises you anything like do A, B, C or D with your odd or even tiers of distance or cavalry, then you should stop listening to that player and never believe him again, please. If someone says something is consistent and true, for example, for even cavalry tier, it means she doesn't know anything about battle mechanics. Let me just clarify, I'm no expert as well, but I do know cavalry and distance have different subclasses on different either odd even levels. Just see for yourself. For example, light cavalry is tier 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12. So these are not entirely even or odd tiers, right? It doesn't apply infantry though. Subclasses are consistent with being odd and even here. So any sentence focus on war books on even cavalry and odd distance is pure nonsense. So where to put my books? Why is it so important? Is it really? War books do make an impact and you should not ignore their existence. Well, warbook stats are not visible in our reports, so it is very hard to class their importance, except, well, many players' opinions and my own experience, where my opponent had much stronger warbooks and weaker anything else, and I was losing the battle. It is simply not possible to put warbook stats in reports, because most of them affect specific tiers, so I don't even imagine how they would be even shown. Maybe something like Grimom of Vanguards or Death from Above kills. That's some idea, dear game. So, with this general blah blah introducing, let's cut to the chase. How to obtain books? At the moment, the only free way to get the war books is daily rewards from Fort. Another free way is holiday event, and this should be your priority then. It is mine. I saw one player who claims to be free-to-play player with over 50 warbooks. Well, for sure good money were involved here. I spent less than $15 in total for warbooks and I have humble 38. By the way, $10 accolade is very good option, one of the best purchases in-game. There are two other free ways to get warbooks. It's KVK individual rewards and Kingdom Arms Race rewards, but they are really symbolic, I would say. There are also 5 hours of speeds available in Catacomb stores, and to be honest, maybe it's just a little, but I'm pulling them every day. If you watch this movie and decide to change something and reset your books, you may do it for 1000 of gold. It works like resetting lore talents or creation talents. When should I bother with war books? Well, if you have 30, you shouldn't really overthink the topic. Just choose your preferred tier and forget about it. The difference is when you have 50 or 60 or more. So first, it is your preference and style game. My preference is to help as many troops as I can. That is why first order I'm choosing all tier books, which are Infantry Indestructible, as you need your infantry to have as awesome defense as possible. Distance Cannons of Devastation. It is always good if your distance attack is boosted anyhow. Cavalry Thunderous Charge. Again, it's good if their attack is boosted. And that's 30, guys. There's nothing to overthink. Regarding all tiers books, I omitted Infantry Sacrifice. Well, if you read the description, you know you have to have 50% of your infantry in march, so that book would work. If you have such much, sure, go for it. It's very good set during the crown battle, for example. Iron Will for distance and Steel Resolve for cavalry. I omitted them because these books are about the defense. And first, what I need in my attacking troops is not the defense. I need them to have an awesome attack or health, hence I omit these two. If you have more of books, here's where I would put them. Choose the highest tier you have or the biggest chunk of troops you add to your march. Simple, right? So in my case, I am C40, these are my choices. Cavalry, Glorious Charge 6, T11s. Why? Because these are my attacking champions. Heavy cavalry is amazing, and these war books increase their health, and there's also used damage word here. Who doesn't love to deal more damage, right? This choice is a bit controversial. Why not T12s? Well, this is my choice, remember? I think light cavalry is not such badass like heavy, as simple as that. That's why I'm adding 60k of T11s to my march and only 20k of T12s. For someone without T12s or T11s, I would advise to skip the cavalry for now and place extra books on infantry or distance. Distance, my choice is Horns of Heroism 6. Again, complicated description, but in sum, you attack better and deal more damage. If you want to know how it is calculated, this card is a good source of discussion. If not C40, Relentless Assault 6 is just fine as well. Last but not least, Infantry. If anyone advises you to invest in odd infantry, please stop listening to him. Odd infantry, the highest is T11s, only protects your, well, T11s. It is not the class having some serious impact in your march, really. If you are not C40 and T11s are your highest tier, then I would advise investing in T10s, really. And by the way, adding more T10s to your attacking formation. There is a reason why I have twice more of even infantry than the odd in my castle. So my obvious choice for infantry would be Courage 6 for T12s. The next in order, of course, if someone doesn't have C40, would be Courage 5. I asked my R5 what he would put as first batch of books, and he said he would invest in T12s, not in all tiers like I just said. His reasoning is simple and I can sympathize with it. After complicated math, it simply gives you more damage. It is a very good decision in his case because his stats are awesome and subtracting his health from opponent's health gives an impressive number. These two books are a little bit gamble and should be chosen as first by players with good stats, so they would definitely work. If you have like 120 or more books, I think you should giving me advice, not the opposite. But still, if you're here with such number of books, my advice would be simply go with defense books. So after placing all books in all tiers, as I mentioned, that's 30, I would put another 3 sets in particular T12s or T11s. Then I would place my next 30 books in this particular order. Iron Will for distance, Steel Resolve for cavalry, and Sacrifice for infantry. And the reason is very simple. Even though it's defense in attacking formations, it helps all tiers. Of course, in case of infantry, the case is a little bit different. I think when you're monstrosity with such amount of books, you simply sometimes fill the palace or the buildings with a lot of infantry. So you should use sacrifice, just not to forget to use those then. So another 30 I'd put in Relentless Onslaught on cavalry, number 6, Relentless Assault on distance, also number 6, and Courage 5 on infantry. This is a very good addition to your previous books on highest and on the best tiers. You may observe, again, I'm omitting odd infantry. And to be honest, after those 120 books, I would just go all the way down. So T10s, T9s, and so on. Okay, so this is my order of books. If you have different approach, please let me know. If you hesitate which books to choose, you may simply go to 18th, 17th floor in Crystal Mines, find 10 players with similar number of books to yours, and see for yourself what do they have themselves.